Welcome back to Everything Whiskey. I'm Callum,
Sam.
and today we're having the Jim Beam Devil's Cut.
Alrighty. So we said the other one was going to be our last one,
Yep.
and it wasn't. This one should
Definitely
be the last one, because we're going to be catching up Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully that all stays
Fingers
the
crossed,
same, and it keeps on, and we can actually do it.
Yep.
But yeah, we're going to be doing the Jim Beam Devil's Cut. I believe it's meant to be higher proof in other countries, as is a lot of other, Jim Beam products in Australia. It has been lowered. So we've got the, it's just 40% here, but I've heard that it's meant to be 45 in America, but I'm not sure how true that is. But what it is basically is it's the regular 6-year-old white label bourbon that their main one they do. And then they extract the leftover bourbon that is left over when they dump their barrels. There's always going to be some moisture, there's some bourbon left in the barrel, in the wood. They extract it. I don't know how exactly they do the extracting. I don't know if they like super freeze it so it tightens and gets it all of it out. I don't know. But yeah, either way, they take a percentage of the liquid brought out from the leftover barrels, and then they add that to their 6-year-old bourbon, and that's what makes the Devil's Cut. It's meant to be much more oaky, and it definitely smells that way. Like it smells more like piney, I reckon. Like there's some kind of
It's very wood heavy.
But it's more like green as well. Like it's got that kind of like bitter.
It's green and fresh.
I know, it's like pine wood or something. Yeah, maybe even more citrus.
It's like grass as well.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
really
definitely.
green grass.
Yeah, no, I reckon there's like I don't know how to describe it. There's definitely some citrus in it, but it's like it's definitely just the rind, but almost like some of the white in it as well, like some of that bitter kind of rind as well.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of flavor. I wish we could get it at 45. I think that would make a big difference.
That's why I want to go to America. I want to experience all these things that we miss out on. But it's a long way to go to try some whiskey.
Especially in the middle of COVID.
That is true, yes. It is weird. It's got those it's very wood bittery, but it's also
it's
that
got a lot
cold,
of
very cold like liquid that we talk about.
It's like thin. It feels cold and thin.
With like
the flavors don't feel intense, but it's also got some weird.
Bitters.
It's got some weird flavors that you would kind of normally associate with intensity.
Yeah. I actually quite like this, to be honest.
Weird. I don't mind it though. I think it's better than the white label.
It's a step up.
How much was it? It was 45.
I think it's
45,
50.
Yeah. Yeah, around that in Australia. So, compared to the white label, which is pretty similar.
All the vanillas jump out now that you've actually tasted it.
Yeah, the weird pininess is kind of more on the nose. It's more on the taste. So the nose smells a bit tamer now. It smells a bit sweeter. I wish this could taste really, really good if there was like more like rich brown sugar and like a bit more intensity of the actual flavors themselves. Like if it was a higher proof.
When I was reading the bottle in the store, I was expecting very heavy wood impact. Like there is wood impact that you can taste, but it's not as heavy as, because they say like extracted from the barrel walls. Like I was expecting.
Yeah. You're thinking like some
bitter
stag style like wood of bitterness. Bitterness.
But when you get home and actually
stag
read about
style.
it, but when you get home and read about it, it was like the majority of it is just blended.
It's not. That's the thing that I was like a bit disappointed was look, it would be not the price it is now if all the whiskey in it was just purely 100% the extracted barrel whiskey. It's more just like a kind of more herbal and definitely more wood version of the Jim Beam white label, but not it's just not like anything super special, but I prefer it.
Do you know if Devil Cut is actually a term used in the whiskey?
I do not know. I know there's
Angel Share is the opposite, where it leaks out of the barrel.
Yeah, I don't know if Devil's Cut is just kind of a term made up or to, you know,
just marketing purposes.
I think mostly it was just a good marketing idea.
Yeah.
I've not seen anyone else do it, but maybe, I don't know, maybe they might have kind of
patented or
copyrighted that. Yeah, they patented that kind of like term. I'm not sure. I hadn't heard of that term until the Devil's Cut whiskey itself from Jim Beam. But it's a cool name for it, I guess, because Angel's Share is a common descriptor. So I feel like, Devil's Cut makes a lot of sense. But I would like to see even if it couldn't be 100% Devil's Cut, but a much higher percentage of Devil's Cut, because it doesn't taste like there's a lot. It doesn't taste like a large percentage.
But then again, Jim Beam is trying to go to the max audience.
Yeah, whereas if they do that, they make money. And like the amount of I want to know how much of liquid they like on average get out of one barrel, because it's probably not much at all. It's probably like 200 mils. So like imagine going through every bottle and like then, you know, so one barrel becomes one bottle, like the contribution of one bottle. If there's like, you know,
it'd be impossible to,
like it would just be so cost ineffective, so much effort, it just wouldn't be worth it. So I understand why they've lowered the percentage by a lot, but it would be really interesting to try it at a high percentage nonetheless.
Yeah.
But I don't mind it. I think it's better than the white label. It's definitely more interesting.
Sure. Yep.
There's some weird notes that I'm not a big fan of, but like they're not really intense enough to bother me.
No. I think it's on par with the black label from what we've tried so far.
Yeah. Maybe I think I'm thinking of the black label, not the white label.
White label was really basic and watery without much flavor.
I can't even remember, to be honest.
Black label was an improvement on that, but I think these are about the same. The black and Devil's Cut. Yeah.
Yeah. No, they're not bad. All of them are fine budget whiskeys. Bourbons. Yeah, I don't think that there's any issue with buying any of them. This one's the same as the others in that regard, but there's nothing here that is like groundbreaking or super interesting that I will buy it again for. I'd probably drink this as a sipper if I'm bored drinking with people, you know, but aren't whiskey people. Or as a mixer, but apart from that, it's probably not my cup of tea, but there's nothing wrong with it. Alrighty, so as we said, this should hopefully be the last one. Thank you very much for watching it. I know this and the previous ones haven't been as interesting. One, because by Zoom's less interesting, and two, because it's deliberately bought cheaper and but typically less interesting whiskeys. So hopefully next week, back to normal. Like 98% chance that it'll be back to normal. But anyway, thank you for watching these videos. If you like it, leave us a like and see future episodes from us. Maybe consider hitting that subscribe button. Cheers.